Hello, Mr. Randy Duck, and welcome back for another video. Today I have 3 replays to show you in the brand new Tech Tree Tier 9 Soviet double barrel heavy tank. Now what I'm going to do before I get into the replay, it's a new tank. I'm just going to very briefly go over the, some of the statistics of the tank, and then we'll just get into the games and just show you what the tank can do and explain a bit more as the videos progress, as per usual. So this tank has obviously got the double barrel gun mechanic, so you can fire both guns individually or at the same time at your choosing. You've got 390 alpha on the tier 9 with 243 penetration on your standard rounds, and then you've got 292 penetration on your premium APCR rounds, which is actually, compared to some of the other tier 9 heavy tanks, a bit lower penetration. You know, some of them are getting like 310 on the APCR rounds, so the penetration is a little bit lower, but it's still very very manageable. It's got a decent turret, so when you are hold down in this tank, you can actually bounce quite a few shots off of this turret. And one thing that allows you to use that is actually uniquely for a Soviet heavy, has 8 degrees of gun depression, which makes this tank actually quite workable on the ridge lines. I think I've got a top speed. I am running the traction system on this tank, but I've got my top speed up to, with the traction system, to about 41 and close to 42 kilometers an hour. And it does actually, it's got good power to weight ratio, this tank, and you do get to that top speed quite often, which is why I chose to run it. I think you've got the reload is down to about 9.4 seconds, but it never feels like that because you're using the dual double gun mechanic, but it feels like you're firing all the time, because if you're just firing in single shot mode, obviously you fire one gun, but then you just got to wait a little short interclip, and then you can fire the next one while your then gun's reloading. So that's pretty much it to the brief statistics of the tank. Like I said, I don't want to bore you here. I just want to get into the replays now, and we can see what this tank can do. Okay then, so here we are for replay number 1 on Ellenberg. This time is a tier 10 matchmaking. There's no enemy light tank, either is there any enemy artillery pieces, which is going to be very handy because we can play the ridge line without getting shot from the skies. So initially we're going to go and play the sort of north of this map and try and punish anything crossing this side. I don't, from this spawn, like to push over to the other side of the map, just because you get punished crossing and you often don't get that much support. So initially I'm going to play this position. This map can quite often become a little bit of a camp fest. That's just the nature of the map design, I would say, on this particular map. So as you can see, there's about 4 tanks crossing. Looks like there's an enemy machine trying to cross, which I would like to get shots into, but there's also an enemy bar, which I don't particularly want to get slapped by. So I rushed that shot because I didn't want to get slapped by the dirt, but the bar has now shot, so I'm just going to keep using the single shot just to maximise my DPM. Because you see, when you're just using a single shot, your DPM is really good. I'm ready to fire now. And then I can try and get that shot in, and then my next gun will be ready. At this moment, I'm just trying to base the bar to shoot so I don't eat any damage. He has shot, he's missed. I should have an easy kill now. So now I take the kill. There is an enemy machine on the right hand side. This is awkward because, if this machine's going to be hold down here, I really kind of want the machine to poke so I can get some shots in. But I've got a feeling he's going to play quite cagey and not really poke for the shots here. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to take a little bit of risk. I'm going to poke over here, knowing that I think the machine will try and poke and get shots into me. But then I'm hoping to expose itself to our team and then eat damage. So there you go, the machine has poked. Unfortunately, didn't really poke, didn't really work too much. Wasn't able to get a shot in. But then he pokes a little bit too high, and I do get a shot straight through his side armour there. And again, he's just exposing that little track. He's not actually hold down there. It's just going up a little bit too much. And we managed to squeeze 2 shots in there, picking up our 4th kill of the game. And so far, I must admit, this tank I've really enjoyed. I've enjoyed the fact that it's got the 8 degrees of gun depression. The turret armour is really good, and it's actually really good at side scraping. The actual whole armour is not amazing, but that's not a big deal when you're obviously side scraping. You're hiding that sort of low plate. There, I swapped to the double barrel mode just so I got enough alpha to finish off the machine, and that's generally how I play a tank with the double gun mechanic. I usually just fire the one gun, predominantly, to get the most damage when I've got an opportunity to keep shooting my gun. If I feel like there's a tank which I just don't have that window of opportunity to get that many shots in, that's when I'll use both guns, but by pressing left on the D-pad to shoot both guns, because I know I'm not missing out and I might as well get that bigger alpha by shooting both and maybe getting just under 800 damage on average. Or like that machine, I just want to finish off a one shot by using the dual gun mechanic. I will do that. So I don't want to continue pushing down this side, because quite often what you do is you'll push and win that and kill those heavies, but then you'll have tanks on their base and it'll be a little bit awkward. And at this point I'm kind of stuck in two minds. I went back to defend the base just in case the enemy team are going to push, but now I thought, I don't actually think the enemy team are going to push, just because they're probably going to be distracted by our tanks going towards their base. So I'm kind of thinking, maybe I'll come into the middle, maybe I'll try and cross the bridge and get up and underneath their ridge in an ideal scenario. But obviously I've got to be careful because there are tanks which can shoot us. So I'm just going to try and make my way, and I can use these buildings to see if I can get any cross shots. I didn't want to follow the pack, if you like. I wanted to be able to create a different angle of fire. So while they're focusing on our pack coming towards their base, I wanted to then put the enemy team under a situation that if they poke for shots, then I can shoot them in the side of the turret and just keep them thinking. And then ideally what I would like to do is push and get up and underneath their ridge, and that's when the enemy team will be under lots of pressure, because then I'll be able to start battling and getting shots in. I'm looking to see if I can squeeze a shot here into this enemy heavy tank. Should be able to get a shot on this track wheel, swap to the double gun, but unfortunately it just pulls back before I'm able to get my shot in. I am detected here, and I'm not too sure what is looking at us. There's probably something on that hill undetected, so I'm just pulling in to lose my spot. I've had an okay start to the game. We've got 2,000 damage, 2 kills and a little bit of assistance, but I really want to get up and in there and try and get some damage if I can. This enemy Conqueror looks like I might be able to squeeze a shot in. I do squeeze one in, picking up our 8th penetration shot, and I'm hoping I can get another one in, but unfortunately gets just down too low before I'm able to get that shot in. And what I'm going to do is going to try and move up underneath the ridge. One thing I should say about this tank, I don't run the stabs. The reason I don't run the stabs is I actually don't feel this tank's, it says 0.3 accuracy, which you would think is on the borderline on the derpier side, but it doesn't feel that to me. That's just my opinion when I'm playing. It doesn't feel that derpy. So I actually run the traction system to get that boost of the top speed, because the power to weight on this tank isn't actually that bad. But however, what I should say, if you want to run the the fertilizers, the stabilizers to improve your gun handling if you feel the tank is a bit derpy, but it's not a bad option either. It's just like, for me personally, I just didn't feel like I was missing it. But like I say, that's kind of personal preference, if I'm honest. So now I've got underneath the position I want it to be. This is underneath the ridge, because now the enemy team are trapped, to be honest with you. They're under lots of problems here. I actually do swap to the dual mechanic there to get a big shot into that IS-3-II, because I wanted to just eat away his hit points, so we're on like now I'm winning the trades, if you like, so I've put him low. But it has hurt, it has hurt my DPM. But also I did pen both shots, and it can be quite satisfying to get those pens in with that dual gun. I'm going to try and squeeze in another shot, and we do get one in. I'm going to pull back because I suspect the IS-7 is going to try and get a shot into us. Trying to get a hold down if I can, but he does go straight through our structure there. But we do put one into him in return. Just pulling back so this Conqueror can't just lean up onto us. And at this point it's 10 versus 5. It's looking like we're going to be able to win this game. Get a nice shot into the Conqueror there. And now I'm just going to see, it's just about how much more damage we can get out of this game. On 4,500 damage, about 800 assistance with 2 kills. And there's a little bit of damage in front of us. One shot here on the IS-7. I don't know why. Well, so I used the dual gun mechanic so I could try and finish him off. But only one of the shots penetrated. And that's because both guns, with the dual gun mechanic, dual barrel mechanic I should say, each gun's got independent RMG, so one can pen and one can bounce. That's just how it is, and that's why that sometimes does happen. So we're on 5,000 damage, trying to get a shot into lower plate of the IS-4. Unfortunately that shot didn't go where I wanted to. At this point I'm just going to see if I can get any more shots. I should be able to squeeze one more into lower plate. I do. Only one for 342, but he's probably got armour angling on. It's going to reduce my damage. That's to be expected. And there's only now one tank remaining, which is this pretty much full health Object 705. But I'm probably thinking I'm not going to get there. Now I swap to the dual gun mechanic because it's going to be the last shot of the game for me if I do manage to land it. Hoping I can get one in. I'm just going to wait now to see if he pokes up high enough for me to get a shot in. Looks like he's going to poke high enough, and then unfortunately for me, our friendly E4 kind of, no fault of his own. He's looking for his own shot, but kind of stopped me getting one in. And I probably don't think I'm going to get any more damage now. Maybe I'll get one in and it just gets taken out by the Sturv before we're able to. And that brings us an end to replay number 1. Let's just see how we got on there. We get 2 kills. We get 5,400 damage, 1,000 assistance, and we pick up the ace tanker. But that's it for replay number 1. 2 more replays to come. So let's move on to the second replay. Okay, so here we are for replay number 2, this time on Pilsen. Again, it is a tier 10 lobby, this time with 1 enemy artillery in place. But, on Pilsen, it's a pretty good map for a heavy tank because it's not that big and you can get into brawls pretty early on. So initially from this spawn in a heavy tank, I'm going to try and push to sort of the building in front of us. So I can try and get into a situation where I can maybe get a few cross shots. I like to use this little position at the start just in case someone pokes up early looking for a shot, and we can try and punish them through this little gap. I do swap to the double gun mechanic there because I'm thinking if someone does poke, I'm not going to get lots of opportunity to use the DPM. So I wanted to get a big shot in. But it doesn't actually look like anyone is going to cross. And I've just spotted a Chrysler K swap crossing in the open. And it should be in a position for us to shoot. So we use a dual gun mechanic to try and land a big shot onto this tank. Unfortunately for us, only one of the 2 shots actually penetrate there. But we do high roll with one of the shots, picking up 430 damage. And we may just be able to squeeze in the kill if we're lucky. And we do pick up the first kill of the game. But what I have seen is a lot of the enemy team are playing on the right hand side of the map. And a lot of our team are kind of playing on the left hand side of the map at the moment. So I am toying with potentially crossing into a position where I can shoot those tanks on the right hand side, but you can see they're all bunched up. It is a somewhat risky play to make, but I'm going to make it on the decision that I do have a lot of tanks covering the left hand side of the map, and that may just allow me the opportunity to get in. So I'm trying to cross here. I've got to be careful because I can get shot making this play. I've noticed a light tank crossing. I'm going to wait and try and get a shot in. Unfortunately, I don't hit that, which is a shame. And now we're just going to see if we can try and get into this position because I'll be able to side scrape in this position what I'm trying to get to and get shots. Now, the danger is it's on the left here when I make this cross, I can get shot. But I'm undetected. I don't think they expected it. I'm going to do it quickly. We get a shot into that Conqueror on the move. And now we can try and get into the position I wanted to use initially. And we can try and get good side shots while we're side scraping this rock here into these tanks. And if tanks want to try and push in behind us, I've got a lot of covering fire. So that's why I've chose to use this position. And I should be in a really decent position, you see now. It's like so I can just side scrape off, bouncing these shots as we come in, and then putting shots into the tanks there, which has now put the enemy team in an awkward situation because they've got me just constantly shooting. They can't stay safe without sort of pulling further forward. Machine bounces a shot off us here, bounced us over 1,000 damage now while just getting these good shots in on reload. Looking to get one into the VZ. Unfortunately, we just track me in place there, but we don't eat any more damage in return. And now we are just constantly bouncing those shots here off this side scrape. So you see it is a position sort of done well for us. We've got about 2,600 damage now from this position. And at this point I've decided that I don't think they're going to poke anymore because they kind of realise that it's not working for them. And I'm going to try and push forward to get closer and getting into the fight as much as I can. Just trying to just put this team under pressure before they sort of win this side of the map. So we're coming in. We're going to try and side scrape off his position here, which is a bit closer. Trying to get a shot into the machine there. We do bounce again off of the machine, but we do get one pen into him as well. Looking to try and get the finish. He does pen us there, but we're able to finish off, picking up our second kill of the game. And now again, we're going to try and get some shots in. Unfortunately, we eat one there off of that, enemy heavy tank. I am expecting there to be some tanks in a sort of 1-2, which are potentially undetected, like that Scorpion. But we do get a kill in. But unfortunately, We are down to 900 hit points now, which is not ideal. And then this dragon pokes up high and gets a shot into us, putting us under 500 hit points. And now I'm tracked in a position where, unfortunately, I can't. I'm just constantly perma-tracked. Thankfully, I am bouncing the shots though, and they can't pen us. But at this point, I'm on. My repair kit's on repair, and I can't actually get untracked. But thankfully, they can't pen us. It's only going to be if the dragon pokes up too high, where he's going to get a shot in. We're down to 10 versus 7, so we are winning this. We have kind of got the enemy team a little bit trapped here, but it's still relatively close. But I'm just thinking on the position of the enemy team. We're looking pretty good right now, but we are fairly weak. We're on about 5,000 damage. I would like to try and get some more damage out of this game, but not having the hit points at the end makes it awkward because I can't just poke. Because I might get shot down here, and I've got to be a little bit careful. We try and get one into that enemy heavy tank, which we do, putting us on to over the 5,000 damage mark now with 3 kills and only 5 enemy tanks remaining. At this point, I'm going to try and push forward, I think, to try and get some more shots in. But I'm conscious of that, what was shooting us early undetected. Should be able to get a shot into the dragon. We swapped to the dual gun mechanic. Now it's a perfect example of when you can react quickly to use it, because we realised we had the kill shot if we fired both guns, and that's what I did, and it worked out really well. And that's the beauty of having the flexibility of the guns. It can work out really well. Get a shot into the paladin, finishing them off, confirming our 5th kill, putting us onto over 6,000 damage with 1 tank remaining. I am going to struggle to pen this tank if he's frontally armoured to us, and unfortunately he is. Which is not good, because like I say, we don't have the highest penetration. We're going to try and go for a shot there, but he just turns and bounces a shot, which is a shame. It would have been nice to land that extra 800 hit points by firing that gun, but it wasn't to be. But we do go on to have a decent game there for our second replay on Pilsen, picking up 5 kills, 6,200 damage, 2,000 blocked, a tiny bit of assistance, getting the ace tanker and the high caliber. And that leaves us for one final replay to come, and I'll see you in a little bit. Okay, so here we are for our final replay on Vineyard. Again, it is a tier 10 lobby, and ironically, this is actually the first game we actually played in this tank. I did 3 XP to the top packages, so I could get the replays out showing you the tank, what you could be expected when you get it fully upgraded. There is no enemy artillery in this game, and what I am going to do, I was tempted with there being no artillery to play the other side of the map and play the ridge over there, but I didn't have a good spawn to get there, and it doesn't look like we've got a lot of tanks going that way anyway, so I probably would have been a little bit outgunned. So what I'm going to try and do is push across as quickly as we can, get up and underneath their ridge, and any of our tanks behind us on the ridge will be able to get shots in, and we can see what we can do from there. But it is a sort of situation where you need to, if you do this and a lot of the enemy team go the other way on the map and they win that fast, then you need to either win this side as quickly as you possibly can, so you can come behind the enemy team, or you need to retreat back, because otherwise the enemy team are going to cap you out on your base. So we're moving to this position. I just want to get up early and spot the tanks. It looks like a lot of tanks already got detected by our medium tanks on the right hand side anyway, but anything that pokes too high could get shot from our team behind us. Like I said, this was the first game I played in this tank. So we get a nice shot into that enemy heavy tank, looking for the second shot. That one we sort of aim a little bit too high, don't hit his lower plate, hit his upper superstructure, and we do bounce the shot. Got to be careful though, because there's a Jag E100 and he's looking for a shot into us. We don't want to lose half our hit points there. But it heads back down again now. I'm trying to just get rid of this enemy heavy tank as quickly as we possibly can. You see the 8 degrees of gun depression comes in really handy here. It just makes it a lot easier for us to play these slight ridges, trying to keep ourselves hold down. At this point, we have the overmatch. We have a lot of our team mispositioned, so we are going to push aggressively and try and win this side fast. Because what I said is, earlier the enemy team were pushing our base, so we need to either win this side quickly so we can get behind the enemy team, or I need to try and fall back. But I want to try and help our team as fast as I can win this side. We're trying to get a shot into this Jaegru here. We get one shot into the side of his tank. It doesn't take long before you're ready to fire again because of this dual gun the dual barrel mechanic there. You know, DPM just feels really nice because of that. Hoping to get another shot in, but he has just backed down now and got safe. Still a very, very close game. We've managed to have a decent start to the game. We haven't really lost any hit points. And we managed to land 5 penetrations and pick up a kill. The enemy team, though, are sort of pushing towards our base here. That could, you know, become a bit of a nuisance. Want to try and get a finishing shot into this enemy tank to try and get a shot through the cupola. We actually do swap to the dual mechanic gun there, and we get a nice shot in there for our 6 penetration, but I don't think both shots penned, unfortunately. Only one shot actually penned out of the 2 there. But now I've decided that I'm actually going to have to just go back and try and defend the base, because look how many enemy tanks are going towards our base circle here. I'm kind of thinking we're going to get capped out, and I just need to try and get back if we're going to have any hope at, you know, trying to win this game. We've had a decent start. You know, we've got 6 pens, we've got 1 kill, and we've still got all our hit points remaining. But I've got a feeling I might end up losing a lot of these hit points because just of the way the enemy team are in our base now. I need to try and get over there. I'm going to try and finish off this tank here before I can, before I get over there. Unfortunately, it gets shut down by a friendly 277 before we get an opportunity. But to be honest with you, the enemy team have actually only put 1 tank in the cap, which I'm quite pleased with, but also surprised. I thought we was going to put a bit more pressure, cap pressure on, and that might give us enough time to get over there, and then the enemy team actually get out the cap circle. So that is it's a good thing for us, but we are probably going to put ourselves in a position I probably wouldn't want it to be in. But I went there to get the resets. But now I'm going to have a lot of tanks crossing. Unfortunately, we missed the first shot coming in. Not great. We could have had a good pen there. And then we weren't ready, and we missed our second shot. And that's a shame, because if I was been a bit more alert there, that was another 2 penetration shots, which I probably should have had, to be honest. We do land 1 into Dragon, damaging his engine, though, picking up our 7th penetration. And it looks like the enemy team were crossing straight over. Like I said, I'm not in a position I would probably want to be in, because I'm going to kind of leave myself to be trapped by multiple angles, which is not what I want. Enemy Conway has come down, and like I say, I've got the Dragon here now. I've got a Conway, but yeah, we're in an awkward situation. We do get a shot there into Dragon, into the Conway. We actually tried to fire both guns there. I think maybe both of them pen. I think they might have both penned there. Oh no, actually no, they didn't. Only one of the shots actually penned. But now we're just going to try and farm this Conway as quick as we can. Killing him fast is the key, because I'm going to be under attack by multiple tanks if I don't kill him quickly. He's kind of pushed somewhat in the open for us though, which I'm not sure was the right decision, because now it's making it easy for us to get shots into him. Looking to try and get the finishing kill shot in here. We do get one in, put him on the 1 shot. I've got a heavy tank coming behind us. I need to kill this Conway quickly so I can turn around and try and get my armor frontally towards this heavy tank, which is pretty much full health, I think, at this point. Yes, he is full health. And now I am on a 1 shot, which is not good. Should be able to land a shot in, but which I do. And I'm just trying to face hug him and just hope for the best here at this point, because he does pen a shot, putting us onto a 1 shot. He does eat a shot from someone else as well, I believe. He is now on a 1 shot, but I'm kind of thinking he's probably going to kill us. Unless I could just get this shot in just in time. And thankfully we do, picking up our 3rd kill, putting us on 5,000 damage. But we only have 14 hit points left. So this is, yeah, we've got 14 hit points and a dream. There's still 5 tanks remaining, and I kind of feel like a tank might be coming behind us here, which is a problem, because I don't want to climb the ridge to my left and then get detected climbing and then get taken out. So I've decided, you know what, I'm going to push down to the end so I can see if I can spot anything coming that way, and then see what we can do from there, because I don't know where, I know where 2 of the tanks are. I don't know where the rest of the enemy team are, whether they're covering their teammates or they're going to push behind us. And that's what I'm conscious of, is a team pushing behind me, and then I've just got no hit points to take any shots. So I'm just going to poke and see if anything's coming this way. But I haven't really spotted much. I obviously don't have the best view range, but I haven't I didn't get detected either. So I'm going to try and now push and try and get to our base so I can get in a position to cover our friendly team. We're having we had a decent game. We've got 3 kills, 5,000 damage, but we are starting to lose this game. It's very close. It's only it's 4 versus 5. I want to try and get to our team as quickly as we can so we can try and help out. Our friendly Italian medium tank is even up the scores, putting us back onto a 4v4, and trying to just look at the tanks and count their hit points. So I just know, just know any information. I just know a tank destroyer's just got spotted at the enemy base there, so I know there's 2 tanks there which are not going to be able to shoot us. There's only 4 tanks. I'm pretty sure there was, I think there was 2 in the low ground, or maybe there's only 1 left now. So there's only 1 more tank unaccounted for. I'm going to try and move in to help our team out and to get a shot into this Dragon, and then I'm going to try and cover our friendly team. Like I say, we are on so low hit points. We do get the kill in, picking up our 4th kill of the game, but something is targeting us, and we don't know what. We're just going to try and stay hold down. I'm hoping it's not the enemy tank destroyer, and I'm not going to get splashed, just because, like I say, I've got so low hit points now that tanks could just use the HE shells and not have to, which can negate our armour. We do get a tank shot into that enemy heavy tank there, but our friendly teammate gets taken down, and I really need my teammate to try and stay alive as best he can here. I'm conscious that a tank's going to come around the right hand side, and that's going to be a problem. I'm just trying to, I thought to myself, could I get out of there and get into a better position? But I get detected. It's the enemy FV there, and he takes out our friendly Conqueror, leaving me in a 1 versus 3. And I just don't think I have enough hit points to be able to survive this now, if I'm honest. I'm just going to try and get as much out of this game as we can. We've got 4 kills, just shy of 6,000 damage, 840 blocks. The enemy team are making their way towards us though. Just trying to spot them, trying to stay hold down. Like I said, I haven't really got time to escape at this point. It's just how much more we can get out of this game. And we do get spotted by an enemy tank coming for us. I should have swapped to a double tank shot here. I tried to go for the track wheel and track him in place, but you had the repair kit. I might as well have gone for a double shot because, I was hoping maybe this wouldn't have the extra repair kit there. But we do bring us again. We do lose that game, but we do get the ace tank out. I think we get about 6,000 damage. Unfortunately, I didn't keep the score results there, so you won't get to see the scoreboard. But thank you so much for watching, and as always, happy tanking.